Welcome back, everybody, to Squid Junction, your favorite bi-weekly double elimination North American tournament. Um, my name is Bio. I'm joined here by Weef, and we are going to be coming with you with the most exciting match of the evening, grand finals between Chumpy Lane and Pickup. These teams have met before in winners bracket. Pickup came out on top, but Chumpy Lane came out and said, "Nuh-uh, we're not done. We want to see how far we can take this." And these teams are heated and ready for Game 1 on Splat Zone's Museum.
The more things change, the more things stay the same. We see Double Machine Splash 52 from the side of Pickup while Chumpy Lane is running it back, bringing out the heavy. And once again, and also Double Machine, very powerful. Or do we see an early crowd going to be putting a big old heaping of pressure?
Except there is some big connection issues. One is going to disconnect. I called it, and there's going to be a quick replay here, real quick, as one of the members on Chumpy Lane get an incredible triple kill. That is absolutely incredible. Who could have seen that coming? But yeah, regardless, folks, we're going to be the first match of grand finals. We're going to be seeing a slight connection issue leading to a disconnect from Pickup.
Yeah, common Splatoon 3 moments. I'm so sorry, Havoc. I think that this is like my own personal disconnect hell. I don't think the connections tonight have been extremely fun from what I've heard. We've seen a few of them in our block, but I've heard from the blocks before where it's completely seamless. Nothing went wrong at all, which was so cool to hear. Anyway, interesting strategy from, I believe, who was it, Pickup, who got the DC?
Yeah, Pickup got the DC. So I think Chumpy Lane are getting a little bit desperate to get this upset on them, to get revenge on them. They're starting to resort to cutting their internet. Wow, that is a low blow. But yeah, but we are seeing Pickup try to get their team together once again and try to play this set out finally.
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of museum. I mean, we've seen museum clams twice. This is the first time seeing museum zones. These guys are gonna run it back exactly like, glaring at them, willing it to be. They're just gonna run it back and do what they're supposed to and follow the DC rules, etc., etc. And so, not really much to predict, not much to talk about, though, yeah, we're seeing what we've been seeing.
Yeah, since this is a replay, folks,
exactly,
both teams are going to be coming out with the same exact composition that we saw at the beginning. Quad Machine, this is giving me definitely beginning of Splatoon 3 vibes. Has both teams kind of sharing the same brain cell right now. The only difference is the 52 and the heavy splatling coming out on both sides. So this is going to definitely be a pretty homogenous match, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, and we've seen how close these teams have had it in the past. And though Chumpy Lane had a pretty dominant opening last time before everything exploded and the world ended, Pickup is having a really strong start themselves this time. Chumpy Lane has historically been the king of zones in this matchup, but we might just see things change here as Pickup is starting to get a very strong push going.
Definitely. We're seeing Pickup, even though they're one down, they do start swapping specials to see if they can buy some time. The Booyah coming out from Nova does get a great pick on the heavy splatling, but it might not just be enough. Pickup is going several players down. Nova is absolutely just handling it, getting several picks, but it's not going to be quite enough, and they are going to be losing this fight. Nova does not jump out. He's going to lose that Booyah. I'm not sure if I like that decision making. But regardless, it is going to be Chumpy Lane taking back the zone and start to set up a lockout against Pickup.
Yeah, the points go very fast in splat zones, and Chumpy Lane has already taken the lead as basically their first push of the game. And it's going fast. They are starting to get to the point where it's looking very dangerous for Pickup. They have the specials to keep it going too, which makes it even more dangerous. They want to get out of the situation as fast as they can.
Definitely pick up, trying to fight again, fighting really, really quickly. They need to start capping the zone if they want to get on a second chance, and they do. But the damage is done. Chumpy Lane have a pretty generous lead of 22 compared to Pickup's 55. It's going to be a little bit difficult for them to come back from this, but it is Splat zones, constantly moving, very little downtime. So it's definitely very possible for Pickup to win this if they don't go 3 down from the splash. The splash actually gets, I think, a quad there. A very impressive play. They're going to start taking a very aggressive position on Pickup's plat. Try to set up a crab tank there to just establish the lockouts that are so important on a Splat Zones game like this to really drive the points home.
Wavebreaker going out to, some further nail in the coffin here. They are starting to go down a little bit, but the momentum is not stopping. That machine is doing the machine thing where it just sharks under a ledge and gets picks very, very easily here. 10 points left on the board. A little bit more than that. Sorry, I lied. Now there's 10 points left on the board. 5 points left, and Pickup is in no spot to come back. Game 1 is going to go to Chumpy Lane.
Definitely. This is a very similar pattern that we were seeing in the winners final set between these same two teams. Chumpy Lane has consistently proved that that they are great on splat zones. They have won every single they've won every single splat zones map, both in winners finals and in losers finals, and now we're seeing that pattern continue here in Grand. So I did expect Chumpy Lane to have the upper hand here, since they're just so superior in splat zones, but that may change as we're not going to a wildly different mode here, tower control. Now, we did see this exact matchup come up between Chumpy Lane and Pickup in winners finals, and Pickup did end up taking the tower control map. So I do think this will be in Pickup's favor, but the map is different. It is Undertow Spillway instead of Sturgeon Shipyard. How do you think that's going to affect the game plans of these two teams, Weave?
I don't know. The most interesting thing here is how we haven't seen Rainmaker yet. We've seen this matchup a few times, Chumpy Lane versus Pickup, and we've seen these teams. We followed these teams, specifically Chumpy Lane, for a while. We have only seen Chumpy Lane play Rainmaker once, and we have not seen the matchup of these two on Rainmaker at all, and we see it twice here. And if it goes to a game 5, it's going to end on Rainmaker. So that is something to be aware of as we go further. If Chumpy Lane does do a bracket reset, though, all bets are off. But it's always going to be interesting to see. It was a really tight game, that tower control game that these two played, and so I'm excited to see how it goes, especially on Undertow, which plays pretty interestingly.
Definitely, and yeah, no comp changes coming out from either side. Chumpy Lane playing very, very passively, with Pickup already having a crab set up. Those 15-second crabs are so common to see, and they do get the opening pick. It is going to be evened out, as it is now a 3v3 on the board here. But both teams are just trying to take control of this tower. Oh, the splash going very, very aggressively. But not sure if that was a good idea. They got a trade with the machine, but the 52 finished it off, and that's a wipeout for Chumpy Lane. Pickup are starting to pick up a lot of momentum. Chumpy Lane have no specials to defend. They're trying to frantically get a crab tank or just something to try and chip away at Pickup's momentum that they're building up here, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough, as picks are coming down on both sides.
The snowball is rolling down the hill, and it is showing no signs of stopping, really. 2 down, and yet they are still riding the tower. They are being forced out to back out a little bit, but a push to 32 in the first minute is nothing to sneeze at, even though I am currently a bit under the weather. Chumpy Lane has plenty of specials of their own to get something going, but it's, I don't know, they are starting to go down. Machine goes down, I believe, with the Booyah in hand, and Pickup has the specials and the abilities, and they're just winning the fights, and are able to stop them before they even get past that first little local met checkpoint.
Definitely, yeah, no, we're seeing Pickup just do a great job of defending, which Chumpy Lane was not able to do. Great pick on the machine And Pickup is doing a great job. Look, they're already extending their lead this quickly, and they have a strong presence on Chumpy Lane's plat. Sure, Chumpy Lane is starting to pressure tower with some crab tanks and some Bria bombs, but the momentum is still on the side of Pickup. But no, never mind. The push is going to be kind of stopped dead there as the two of the main slayers on Pickup go down, and Chumpy Lane finally managing to edge out a defense of a short and move the fight back into mid where it's more even.
Chumpy Lane, 3 down. They are starting to respawn. Hot Dog does get that nice pick, but Pickup, once they get on that tower, they are just rolling, and it is so hard to stop them. Helu over there is going to get taken out, not going to get the advantage position they do want. And I don't know, they do find a way to stop the snowball. They are, really kind of adapting and learning how to stop Pickup in their tracks, it seems. But it's going to take more than that to take this game back for them. They're going to have to push hard. They're going to have to coordinate their specials like they're doing now, using the Bjork and the Crap at the same time to buy themselves some space. They finally get past this first checkpoint here after almost half the game is over. But now the specials are coming out from Pickup, and a communication error has occurred.
Very.
That's awkward.
It's not even a disconnect. Is this only on the side of the streamer, I wonder? Regardless, folks, this is definitely.
I think
I
think we lose either way. I think every single possible way we lose.
I am trying to find confirmation if it was the entire room or only the streamer. If it was only the streamer, the match is going on, just simply not streamed. But if it was everyone, then then the game will, I believe, be going to Pickup since they had the lead before the communication error occurred. But regardless, we are trying to find some confirmation here, and as we try to fix this, we will be back. Hopefully with some more stable connections and some more stable sets, as we're trying to get this grand finals set underway with now 2 disconnects, unfortunately. But stay tuned, we will be right back.
Squid Junction 43 is cursed. Oh, well, that was a really good game, and I'm so excited that I got to watch. Me, personally, I was able to watch it. I was stingy, though, and none of you got to watch it. Only me. Anyway, Chumpy Lane, it appears that they were able to take it back from Pickup, if I am correct and my eyes did not deceive me. And so they are getting ever closer to a potential mythological bracket reset. They only have to take one more game. But that game is going to be on Scorch, Gorge, Rainmaker, and Rainmaker is completely uncharted territory, like we said. What are your thoughts here?
Well, yeah, just like you said, we have not seen either of these teams play on Rainmaker except for, I believe, Chumpy Lane against Interabang. This is a matchup that we haven't seen since we've only seen these 2 teams face each other on the other 3 main modes, Tower Zones and Clams, since they faced each other in winners finals. But Rainmaker was not part of that, so this is definitely going to be very, very different. We're not really sure what to expect, but what we can expect are these staple compositions on both sides. No weapon changes. Man, these teams are very confident in their choices.
Yeah, I mean, what's been working for these guys has been what they've been running the entire time. Why mess with it? Why mess with the formula? Especially when you're in Grands, especially when you're at match points in Grands before a bracket reset. That being said, though, Chumpy Lane not looking too hot as Pickup gets a full wipeout. Is going to make a mad dash to the checkpoint, dunking it, and probably coming back for more. I imagine they are not going to be content with that and going to keep on pushing forward, getting those jumps in.
Definitely, this is what we've been seeing a lot from Pickup. Pickup has a much more aggressive playstyle compared to Chumpy Lane, and on more aggressive modes such as Rainmaker, they definitely have the upper hand. They can play off of the raw speed to quickly open and get some good leads like they just did. But regardless, it's only a worth it. And to lose mid control over that, and
anyways, if that was just not on my end, so anyway, we're gonna see Chumpy Lane gonna be kind of fighting their way back into mid. Even though they had the numbers advantage in that situation, they're still kind of struggling here. Almost back out, 2 down on the side of Pickup, and not quite, as we do see some things going on. Let's see, it's just kind of these teams fighting for mid again. Chumpy Lane, you know, it's the opposite of zones right now. Actually, no, it's pretty similar to zones. Whenever they had the opportunity to get a lockout, they were, you know, right in front of it, but they just were never able to respond too well to being locked out themselves. And so I think that's kind of what we're seeing here. They're struggling to take mid back.
Definitely. 2 picks down now on the side. Are going to be struggling to defend against Chumpy Lane's push here. Specials coming out from Chumpy. More and more picks. Pickup just losing a lot of members really quickly. They're really struggling to deal with Chumpy Lane's sudden fast pace of play. They're going to be trying to go for this checkpoint in the midst of all that bomb spam and that whale. That's going to definitely buy Pickup to regroup and start a coordinated defense. And it's just so many things to watch. Oh, the whale.
My gym partner is a monkey. My casting partner is a robot, apparently. We're going to see Chumpy Lane get the dunk, which is super awesome for them, and they're going to continue the momentum. It's only that 52 left alive. Very survivable weapon, but it's not easy to survive when there's a million players dogpiling you, and they get the lead against all odds. 2 minutes left for Pickup to respond, but they did get pushed out. I'm imagining Pickup's not going to have too hard of a time getting mid back, but that is certainly not something I expected, and exactly what you like to see from this map. Those explosive pushes that just keep on going.
Great lead right there. Gonna find a way in. They're really struggling with only and get really all the way to 22, which is not as easy as one of the machines on the side of picking up the ring, not giving up an in.
So true. So true. Wiser words have never been spoken. Although Pickup with this Rainmaker, yeah, like I'd imagine Bio said, is going to be pushing forward. They have 50 seconds left, but that's enough time to get something going. It's Rainmaker, it's volatile. You never know what's going to happen, and when this 52 worms his way in and then goes down, things can happen, but I know the players, this machine over here just got a beautiful double. And this, the Rainmaker, if you notice, the timer above its head taking down ever so slightly, though it is not going to have the chance to explode because the machine is going to go out and finish it with a few directs over there. Pickup, it's starting to look rough for them, though. Chumpy Lane is 2 down themselves. Pickup starting to push forward, paint the area, try to get their specials. This crab is going to be ever so important in this push. 10 seconds left on the clock, but Pickup has all of the time in the world, especially when they get a 3 down. I can see the lead switching here. There's only a few seconds left. They have to stop them. There's 20 points. 2 more points left. The lead is gone, and Pickup takes the game against all odds. Anyway, I forgot that I'm kind of alone. Bio, I'm so sorry. Have you tried turning it off and back on again? I may ask. Anyway, we are not going to bracket reset because Pickup did manage to take it back last second, although Chumpy Lane certainly has one more time to take it back. And this is their redemption. They lost here before. We have seen this matchup, specifically on Sturgeon Tower Control, and Chumpy Lane lost. I believe it was a narrow, near overtime victory. A few points. It was close, is what it was. And here they have the chance to prove that it was a fluke. They have the chance to prove that in this matchup they are the tower control champions. And so I am very, very excited to go into it. Hopefully not alone. Hopefully Bio fixes this stuff. I'd certainly hate to be alone. And I just dropped something. Picking it back up. Anyway, oh, Bio is gone. It is Weef solo cast time, my fellows. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Anyways, I've never done solo cast before, and you guys are gonna have to put up with me trying. I am so glad that greasy little freak is gone. Now I have the entire place to myself. You guys are gonna be subject to me. Anyway, I've already talked about tower control Sturgeon. Usually, you know, I have somebody to bounce off of and see like, hey, what's your thoughts? So I have a chance to drink water and take a breath or whatever, but, or take a cough. I'm also, like I said, under the weather just a little bit. Anyways, I'm having a fantastic time. How is everyone here tonight? How is Low Tide City? You guys can't answer me, your Twitch chat. I'm having such a good time. Toshi, are you gonna join me, or, do you want to join me? I mean, I'm talking to my streamer, I don't know if they can hear you yet. If you want, you are free to join me. I can also do the solo cast thing. I'd certainly have a good time. I am down for whatever. It is 11:30. I have work tomorrow. I'm having a good time. I don't know why I do these things to myself. You know, Bio entered my chat, my DMs like a week ago. Was like, hey, do you wanna cast Squid Junction? I was like, you know what? Sure, why not? And this is where it leads me. Anyway, we're getting into Game 4 of Grands. If Chumpy Lane wins this, they do take it to the bracket reset. But like I mentioned earlier, this is kind of a grudge match. This is what sent them into losers in the first place, and gonna send them into the point where they're gonna have to do the bracket reset. And Bio is back! Hello, my friend. You were so dearly missed. That was a lie. You were not missed at all. I love solo casting. Anyway, we're right into this game. How are you?
Well, I followed your advice. I turned it off and back on again, and might I say, we are back. We are back with the wonderful Bio-Weef duo commentary as we're looking at this game and we're looking at this game 4 grand finals. Chumpy Lane looking to defend here, but Pickup pushing really aggressively. These splash-o-matics are not letting up. They are ruthless. Pelu just going literally behind Chumpy Lane, getting pick after pick after pick, but it will get shut down by the heavy. And that is going to be the end of their push, going all the way to 32. Great effort on the side of Pickup, but it's not going to be quite enough as Chumpy Lane start getting back into mid and hold some crucial positions to see if they can make something happen here.
Yeah, super early push there. You blinked and you missed it. You lose focus for just a second and you look up back at the scoreboard and they're already at 32. Pickup trying desperately to prove that that first was not in fact a fluke. 2 down on both sides right now. Big scrap in mid here. Big trade happening here. 2 and 2 yet again. Not a lot of presence from either team in mid, but Pickup is starting to, as they say, pick things up and continue on. Crab on the tower as always, putting so much pressure on the court and allowing their team to move up so they can hopefully get another push going. The only way that this is going to end prematurely is with that KO, and that KO is a long way away, but they have the specials to make it there, and they are rapidly approaching the second checkpoint.
Definitely, it's like we're seeing Pickup, like this is what we've mentioned a lot. They're just playing so aggressively, and they're just effectively being able to make a lot of space for themselves and go for these aggressive plays like we've been seeing, and they're just leaving Pickup reeling. But regardless, it's not going to be quite enough. Chumpy Lane is going to be getting a wipeout on Pickup and start to get a little bit of presence on mid once again to see if they can counteract these strong pushes that Pickup has been pulling off.
Chumpy Lane almost so close to clearing this second checkpoint. Only a few ticks left, but they are going to be displaced off of it just long enough so that they have to go through that entire timer again. 2 still up on the side of Chumpy Lane, but that crab is going to make things very dangerous on the tower for them. Bomb going to get picked off before it's time. Unfortunately for them, Pickup going to be going and back, and like I'm going to make the pun again. They're picking things up. Momentum is in their favor right now. They have the special and the special advantage on their side. That passive special game and tower control does not play. And so we are going to keep on going here, seeing if they can make anything more of this push, beat that 32-point barrier that they set for themselves, or if Chumpy Lane is going to be able to fend them off for just a little bit longer.
Yeah, no. What we're consistently seeing is that even though Pickup is not quite able to get a lot of to get much more mileage out of their pushes, what's really helping them just being in constant advantage is the frequency of their pushes, right? Yeah, and even now they're just getting into knockout territory. All they needed to do was just play aggressively the entire time, and eventually they're gonna find a break, which they did all the way to one remaining. Chumpy Lane is going to have to get a knockout to win this game. This is going to be very difficult for them to pull off with only less than a minute remaining, and they still have an entire checkpoint and a lot of points to chew through.
But look at their top bar. Every single special on their team is activated and at their disposal. We see the crowd come out, we see the BO come out, and oh no.
Oh
this is
no.
so sad. Anyway, we're going to ignore that and just see them continue going. They've passed that checkpoint. They're jumping back in like nothing ever happened. What happened? I don't know what you're talking about. But unfortunately, three do go down, and the two that are still up on the side of Pickup have their switch at the ready to keep holding them off for longer and longer. It's not looking good for them. They're going to be clinging onto the side of the tower with all hope. But this overtime push, it is rough. They cannot stop touching the tower. They cannot let an enemy touch the tower for more, at all. Or it is over, or Jover, as the kids say, but they have the crafting at the ready. They're going to be using it here in this window, it seems, to just fling out all of the enemy team, but they're going to get flanked. The Booyah is coming at the tower. That is the classic GG Booyah. And unfortunately, that's going to be the game going to Pickup. Chumpy Lane does not pull off the overtime push.
Wow, we are going to a game 5. This is going to be make it or break it for Chumpy Lane. They need to win this last game if they want to get the mythical bracket reset and have a shot at taking this entire tournament. But really quick, I would just like to mention that's how you know this was a Sturgeon game. It would not be a true Sturgeon Shipyard game if at least one person didn't fall off that infamous spinner. And you could just see that poor machine in Booyah Bomb once they found out that the spinner was moving and they saw the endless abyss below them. Oh boy, how they regretted that button press.
Yeah. It is so, so sad, tragic. I could hear the trumpets and the violins and the drums playing taps for our fallen soldier. And I don't know, it's pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty funny. But as we go, we are going back to Rainmaker, yet another mode that Pickup kind of dominated on. Even though Chumpy Lane got a good push for themselves. I'm very interested to see how this goes, considering that Chumpy Lane has to fight for their lives. If Chumpy Lane does not win this, they are out there second place and Pickup is crowned the victors. But if Chumpy Lane wins this, we go to a bracket reset and we have to sit here and talk about this game for about 30 or so more minutes. But I mean, it's always a good time. I love bracket resets.
Yeah, no. Now as a caster, I'm not the biggest fan of bracket resets. It's gonna be definitely in for the long haul, but it is very exciting to see and speculate if Chumpy Lane are gonna be able to pull this off. Pickup. These are like these two teams have such they're just so evenly matched. We saw this in winners finals. We're seeing this now in the first round of grand finals. They're really going toe for toe, heel for heel. It's just they're really two just perfectly matched teams. But regardless, the pressure's still on for Chumpy Lane. They need to get this last game if they want a shot at winning grands.
Oh, Rainmaker Eeltail, my beloved. The map that I love to compare to a wet spaghetti noodle. It is flat, it is long, it is skinny, and if you stand in mid, you can spread your arms out wide, you can touch both of the sides of mid with your fingers.
So anyway, we're going to stop with that terrible weef analogy and move on to this
about.
exciting
You are so
neutral
mean,
game
dude.
coming out from both sides. Chumpy Lane looking to come out with specials. Flying, but it's going to get shut down very quickly by the popular special right now. Tri-Strike just shuts down two of the members of Chumpy Lane, but regardless, the machine gets a clean pick on Pickup's Rainmaker carrier, and that's going to shut down their push for quite a while, or at the very least stall it out for enough time for Chumpy Lane to get a heads up in mid.
I don't know, you are such a hater, but speaking of haters, these teams are going out for each other's blood. Pickup is 2 down, which, after Chumpy Lane gets this pop, is going to buy them an opportunity to pick up the Rainmaker and try to advance on their own. They're already going to massive lead, but, a lead of 9 points in this map mode is nothing at all. Even though that crab who got snuck up from behind got their, and Pickup is really kind of cleaning up out here. 3 of the members of Chumpy Lane, I believe, went down, and they are clearing the way quite decisively. Lead already snaps back, and this checkpoint is going to get cleared in, first minute and a half. Not super fast, but definitely faster than you expect. And they're going to keep going, pushing all the way to 27 of, just the squid rolling into that slick can be so powerful just to grab a few more quick points on this map, putting Chumpy Lane in a pretty awkward situation.
Definitely unfortunate death to the fizzy bomb, but it will still, the damage is still done. Pickup is going to be having their push shut down, but it's a push all the way to 27, and on this map it is definitely nothing to scoff at. It is very, very difficult to set up a push as strong as one of 27, and Chumpy Lane is going to have a difficult time. They do have 3 minutes to make sparks fly, but it's still going to be difficult nonetheless. Strikes coming out from Pickup, trying to find a way in. There is one member of Chumpy Lane. It's isolated on the left side. They do get picked off, but one of the splashes on Pickup do end up extending just a little bit, so it turns it into a trade. Chumpy Lane looking to push forward. They are going to get the checkpoint with no players going down, actually, and Pickup have now starved themselves of pretty much all their resources. This is actually looking surprisingly bad for Pickup. They were all, it was basically a delayed wipe. They don't have any specials. The Rainmaker is going to get picked off, just 1 point away from the lead, but if Chumpy Lane can manage to get this pop and just move it a little bit, yes they do, and they manage to just barely edge out that lead of 25.
But the story is far from over, ladies and gentlemen, squids and octos. We saw this happen last time. We saw, Pickup got a really strong lead, and then this is on Scorch Gorge. Pickup got a very strong lead. Chumpy Lane returned it just by a few points, and then the last seconds of the match, Pickup went back and stole it back from under their noses. And I would not put it past them to do that again. These guys are explosive. They have a lot of force behind them, and with Pelly striking over here, getting a trade. I don't know, Chumpy Lane actually might have the force here if they get the momentum and keep using their specials wisely, keep taking their fights wisely. I could see them potentially getting enough points to either push their lead further, or maybe, in a fairy tale, kind of whisper-like kind of way, KO.
Definitely, but we're not really seeing them go for that. We're just seeing them pretty content with stalling on this right side of the map. They're not really looking for anything. They don't really need to. They can just play off of time. Just take a leisurely stroll through this very flat hallway map, as you called it, a wet noodle. And Pickup are really going to be, they're really going to struggle to play against that. They have to get a lot of space, a lot of picks, a lot of paint to actually be able to break Chumpy Lane's hold, because Chumpy Lane just have the advantage. They don't have to do anything. They don't have a lead to contest. They're just content stalling this out for another 35 seconds, which will net them the game.
Yeah, I mean, I always like to say, if you're pushing, they're not, and that's what Chumpy Lane was doing so far. As long as they keep them hold of mid, as long as they, kind of maintain possession of the Rainmaker, they only have to hold this for 20 more seconds until, we are forced into a bracket reset where we get to do this all over again. 10 seconds left on the board. We're going to see just these players kind of cautiously avoid things. Pickup is going to try to go in at some point, but when they do, there's that crowd to stare them down and go right, and they're not able to grab the Rainmaker in time, and Chumpy Lane takes the first set of grands. Well, we've got another one coming right at you.
Oh, definitely. As we said, Chumpy Lane managed to deliver with that bracket reset. Finally, giving them another shot at grands. How how exciting. Pickup just they got a great push at the beginning, but Chumpy Lane just barely managed to get to get that slight lead, which led them to the mythical bracket reset. And now we're looking at another a maximum of 5 games between these two teams to see the winner of this Squid Junction. How exciting.
Very, very exciting indeed. I do believe we have to wait to get another map pool and see what they strike out because of the format of this tournament. I couldn't be wrong. I could be wrong. It's not too often that I get to cast the second, bracket reset. Not too familiar. I think though we are gonna have to either waffle around for a little bit until that happens.
Yes, definitely. We are going to be right back. As we've said, we are waiting for a new map list with map bans and all to be formed. So we will be right back. But this is a bracket reset, folks. You really do not want to miss this. These are once in a blue moon. So definitely stay tuned. We will be right back.